Everyone gets to a point where they feel life is shallow and doesn't have meaning behind it. What's the point of getting girls? What's the point of working? What's the point of lifting? They start finding it difficult to believe in these things will make your life better. They start to believe in nihilism. Nothing has meaning. I'm sure this is a way of life for many people. What's the point of all this grinding and toiling? What's the point of being alive? I'm asking these questions to myself to see the contemplation of what's going on. Materialism isn't making my life any better than it was before. In fact, for me, it's causing more misery than anything because keeping up with looks is tiring for me. Let's take a closer look at this. Even if preventing the earth from collapsing was your occupation, you'd be bored within a month if the job was monotonous enough. Like watching a single screen or pressing buttons for hours. We are creatures of habit. This has superb upsides, but also destructive downsides. Your brain can get accustomed to almost every safe condition or process there is. You could endure mentally stressful situations for weeks and months without feeling an itch. But the moment you're comfortable for too long, your body rings an alarm once that comfort is disturbed. I think right now you're too accustomed to being in a repetitive lifestyle. Your brain can't fathom that there is more than what you're experiencing right now. Give yourself a good shock by having some fun, man. You need to have some positive experiences. Honestly, I think the most satisfying things in life are 1. Solid male bonding time doing risky shit with my guy friends who go way back. 2. Learning challenging intellectual subjects and solving intellectual puzzles. 3. Experiencing the great art of the world that expresses profound things about human existence. 4. Physical activities. I prefer a mix of lifting and adventure sports that work your body in a more primal, real-world way. Being in the gym day after day doing variants of the same workout gets old. Being fit and strong makes you able to take on bigger adventures. So go have them. 5. Succeeding with women comes very distantly after all these things. Yes, sex and the validation women give you feels good, but it's a lot like a drug, and letting yourself get too interested in it is bad for you. Now the objective point of a man life is passing on your seed to a new and hopefully better version of you. But you can't reach that part until you have reached your peak potential. So essence, you need to become the best version of yourself, not because of women, money, status, or whatever, these things will come with it, but because once you have gone through the trials and tribulations of life, you're better able to part that wisdom to your future kid. This way your kid will hopefully become better than you. That's how I see it, and everything else is secondary. It's all a calculated game, but a game is what you must play. This is the big picture. The concept of objective truth and purpose in itself is just humanity's vanity trying to find motivations for existence itself. As beings of life, our only purpose is our biological imperative to procreate and continue to perpetuate our species. In the eyes of the universe, the great cosmic expanse we exist in, nothing has any truth, value, or real apparent meaning. Everything exists simply because it does. Everything also dies, continuing in our current trajectory. And what we can conclude scientifically, everything will eventually die, with the evaporation of the last black hole as the definitive ending of time itself, simply because for the remainder of eternity there will be nothing, and nothing will continue to happen. I guess the whole point in this strange life we exist in is to find your own purpose. Do the things you want to do. You can still acknowledge that everything is ultimately worthless and will return to dust. But you can enjoy the fact that you are able to perceive and register these thoughts in a complex manner. The ability to even understand and articulate these concepts is a joy in itself, in my opinion. Some would argue, however, that the mind and bodies are prisons, and life itself has a negative value. Ultimately, you must live in your own frame and decide the truths you would like to uphold in your life. Lifting, working, and getting girls are all preparations for the big move, creating your legacy in the form of your children. Most will not progress to the point that they are ready for this level, but that is the ultimate goal. And living selfishly without any real purpose will always leave men feeling empty. In the end, none of this really matters anyway. Do as you please.